my dad's here. Oh yeah, we're gonna be watching mojulo Yuji vs. Daku is Embarrassing anime crossover by Aeroman? I'm not pronouncing that.
And we're back with another one. This time with a rematch that's been long overdue since these two's last bout. So watch to the end and let me know.
And I cannot show the thumbnail.
In this video, I'll be pitting two of the most popular MCs in modern shonen against one another. The strongest sorcerer of today versus the world's greatest hero. Izuku Midoriya versus
I
Prime
like to call Yuji the strongest sorcerer of tomorrow.
Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen Mojulo. The last time these two went at it was during Deku's gauntlet against JJK, and let's just say it was pretty much no contest for Deku. Although at that time, the JJK manga was still ongoing and the chapters revealing Yuji's insane new abilities didn't even come out. But now with Mojulo coming to an end soon, I think it's finally time for a round 2, to see if anything's changed with what we know about Itadori now. Granted, there isn't that much, so you'll see me speculating sometimes. You'll decide whether you think I'm highballing or lowballing him. So spoilers beware for both the JJK manga as well as JJK Mojulo. That being said, if you guys are ready to see some real epic and badass fights, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell while you're down there. But without any further ado, let's get straight into this. Daku versus Yuji. Speed and reaction time. When it comes to speed, this fight starts explosively. Final War Arc Daku is a monster in burst mobility. With 45% at his constant pace, stacking Fajin and activating gear shift, he doesn't just move fast, he bends inertia. We saw him perception with high-tier threats like Shigaraki, cross massive distances instantly, and dodge high-speed projectiles like Lady Nagant's bullets with ease. But Prime Yuji isn't slow, not even close. Even though we don't have countless speed and reaction feats from JJK Mojulo, what Yuji has shown throughout the series is still really impressive. He dodged piercing blood from Choso, kept up with an awakened Maki, and sliced Mahito before he could even finish activating his domain expansion. The same Mahito who replicated Gojo's 0.2 second domain, and current Yuji outclasses him so much now it's not even funny. All that reminds us how fast Yuji really is, and 68 years after the main story, I'd be surprised if he wasn't even faster, though we can't confirm that outright. Still, in pure pace control and first strike potential, the edge leans towards Deku. His opening acceleration with gear shift gives him the edge in the opening exchange, and Danger Sense allows him to react to Yuji's attacks more effectively. That's 1 for the hero and 0 for the sorcerer. A rough start for Yuji, but let's see if he can redeem himself in the next category. Deku vs. Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Have you ever Googled yourself a family member or a loved one and been shocked at how much personal information was publicly available? Maybe it was an old address, phone number, or details you didn't expect to find. If the answer to that question is yes, then fear no more, because that's when this video sponsor comes in. Aura monitors your personal data, including your social-grade encryption. It also blocks known scam and phishing sites for added protection. So what do you... That'll be plenty of time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data has been exposed. So again, thank you Aura for sponsoring this video. Daku vs. Yuji. Durability and endurance.
Yuji has like 0 durability feat in mojulo since he hasn't even God hit him mojulo.
Speed's great and all, but it means nothing if you can't survive the encounter. Deku is durable, no question. Throughout the series and movies, he's endured devastating hits from villains like Nine and Fleck Turn, all operating at absurd levels of raw power. He kept fighting through broken bones and internal damage, all thanks to One For All reinforcing his body and letting him push past normal human limits. But there's a catch. Deku doesn't have regeneration. When he takes damage, it stays. Gear shift also comes with recoil, and the longer the fight drags on, the more that strand builds up. He can fight through pain, but underneath all that power, he's still human. Yuji, on the other hand, might not even qualify as human anymore. His body doesn't age, making him effectively immortal. Death-baiting physiology already makes him abnormal, but add the reverse curse technique on top of that, and now he can actively heal mid-fight. And after 68 years of refining his cursed energy control, it's safe to assume that his healing is even more efficient than when he first learned it. He endured countless slashes from Sukuna as well as his domain expansion, and still kept moving. His pain tolerance is insane, and his stamina in extended battles is rock solid. That changes how reckless Daku can afford to be. And with that, Yuji's finally on the board with 1 point in durability and endurance. But now let's talk about what happens when they land clean.
Yuji! Okay, Prime Yuji can, like, hit a black flash and make people bounce across buildings. But Deku has done more. Like, Deku has literally punched so hard that he cleared this guy for, I'm pretty sure, 3 weeks. Weeks. Not days, weeks. But I still could be wrong.
Daku vs. Yuji. Attack power and lethality. Now we get to the real question. If they land clean, does it actually end the fight? Deku's attack power is ridiculous. With 1 for all at 100%, stacked with Fajin amplified by gear shift, his punches aren't just strong, they're catastrophic. We've seen him generate shockwaves that wiped out an entire villain stronghold, and unleash a smash so powerful it affected the weather across the planet. But Yuji's lethality works differently. Black Flash massively amplifies his damage with precise cursed energy timing, and Prime Yuji can seemingly unleash them at will. Now, if this were end of JJK Yuji, I'd pretty much automatically give this category to Daku. That lack of overwhelming power is exactly why Yuji lost last time. But mojulo Yuji changes things. A single dismantle from him caused massive destruction across Tokyo, and that's just dismantle, which is weaker than cleave. On top of that, he can unleash these slashes omnidirectionally with no incantation, as shown in his rematch with Mahito, something even Sukuna never demonstrated, making it extremely difficult for Daku to safely close the gap. So honestly, both Daku and Yuji get a point here since they both possess insanely devastating attack power. But this next and final category will be the tiebreaker. Daku vs. Yuji. Abilities, hacks, and win conditions. Now we reach the decision.
If Daku gets played in a domain expansion, yeah, he's cooked.
Factor, because raw stats can only take you so far. Deku's kit is incredibly versatile. Danger Sets warns him of incoming threats, Black Whip gives him mobility and mid-range control, Smoke Screen disrupts visibility, and Gear Shift allows him to manipulate velocity and break traditional movement rules. With all these layered abilities, Deku is unpredictable and extremely difficult to pin down, but Yuji's toolkit is built for killing. As a death painting, his blood is poisonous, potent enough that even a small amount can put humans and Sumerians out of commission for days. Granted, Deku is likely fast enough to dodge most of Yuji's blood-based attacks. So that alone probably isn't the deciding factor. Soul targeting damage, however, is a different story. Yuji isn't just attacking the body, he's attacking the core of a person's existence. That's not something durability alone can fully defend against. Then there's his domain expansion. While we don't know its exact form in mojulo, we know the first version in JJK has soul dismantles at its shrinkage, which is a direct win condition since Deku has no way to counter a domain's guaranteed hit effects. But 68 years later, we can only imagine how dangerous his domain would be now.
Kill confirmed,
giving him the clear edge in this category. And that wraps up the showdown between Deku and Prime Yuji.
I mean, the directing slashes, yeah, it was already cooked. It was, I dead ass think if you're not compressed into a flipping block already, there's no way to dodge this.
The fight pushed them to their limits, but in the end, Yuji takes it 3-2, finally achieving his get back against Deku. But what do you guys think? Did the battle play out the way you expected? Or do you think Deku would be fast enough to end the fight before Yuji's hacks come into play? Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed these animations, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Daku vs. Yuji. Abilities, hacks, and win conditions.
Oh shoot.